this is one of the latest ads put out by the Trump campaign for his reelection.
Seattle's pledge to defund its police department by 50%, even including a proposal to remove 911 dispatchers from police control.
Joe Biden said he's absolutely on board with defunding the police. Listen closely.
Yes, absolutely.
Hello, you've reached 911. I'm sorry that there is no one here to answer your emergency call, but leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Crime will rise significantly.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Peter Emerson, how do you think that's going to go down with voters?
It's very powerful. I can't help myself because I've been involved in every presidential campaign since 1976. The most important characteristic of any campaign is emotion, and the most powerful emotion is fear. That's a very powerful ad. It has a lot of antecedents in that it has a lot of pivot points. You've got a white elderly woman. I'm sure that was a Black or Hispanic immigrant who broke in. And of course, it bases itself on a lie because no one is actually expecting all polices to be defunded. It's a bad word. It was stupid to ever encourage it. There are better words to use to look at review and civilian review oversight of police forces. At the end of the day, it is a very, very powerful ad because the two most important aspects of human life are one's own safety, mortality, and the other one is your health. And that one actually hits both of those points.
If you look at Donald Trump's Twitter feed over the past 24 hours, he has once again taken aim at one of his favorite topics, which is mail-in voting. Mail-in voting, unless changed by the courts, will lead to the most corrupt election, capital letters, in our nation's history. Hashtag rigged election, Bernard Harcourt.
Right. Well, I think you're entirely right to frame this through the question of culture wars, and you can see it well, of course, in that ad that you just showed us, the Trump ad, which was probably one of the most despicable ads I've ever seen in my life. But it ties precisely to this question of converting everything into a culture war, of course, and drawing everything into this kind of white and black, which is metaphorical, but also racial, into a white and black situation. And I think that what's interesting, what was particularly interesting about that television ad, and of course the culture wars, whether it's about the mail-in ballots and others, is that it does try to create this clear distinction that I think that was actually reflected or mirrored in Darren's comment about the protest movement, and so because if you listen closely to what Darren was saying, he was basically trying to paint the entire protest movement or the entire resistance movement as Antifa, right? As being extreme, violent movement against in the United States, and I think that that of course is what Trump is trying to achieve through these culture wars. But I think that that's of course what needs to be pointed out, marked out, and clearly shown to be wrong, because I mean these are predominantly peaceful protests across the country. It's a wave of protest, a wave of political movement that we haven't seen in a long time in this country.